Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight is a surprise Thursday night live stream. Why? Because last night's live stream went crazy. And I see right now that we're having a slow run during this live stream as well. I was freezing. Now I see I'm looking like I'm very slow. So hopefully this will speed up shortly. But first, welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And please share the videos because you never know who you're out here gonna show this off to. You just never know because out here in this YouTube verse, you never know what's gonna happen. Now, let's get into it here shortly, shall we? Because again, let me know in the chat room if I'm coming clear. Nowadays, it looks like I'm gonna have to be on more than just this platform. Looks like I'm actually going to have to go look for myself to make sure that this stream is somewhat working, because lately it seems like they don't want to show us any love on these YouTube streets. Let's see. Oh, looks like I am frozen once again. This is not good, so we'll have to figure it out. But again, this is not good. We're live. You can hear the background. This is a good thing. Looks like we're live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some new things going on. Larimar City and Resort. Some people may say no bueno, but here's what I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting news. It's huge news. A lot of people have been waiting for signs of life. Well, we haven't seen the materials that's been delivered to the spot yet, but what we have is something that has been delivered that is of significance. What is that? Well, let me show you this video first of all. In case you haven't seen it yet, here is a video that I'm going to play. Let me see if I can get it on screen right now from Claire HP themselves. So here, check this out. All right, I want you guys to notice the last 10 seconds or so of this video. That is where, this is the area that where Prime Towers are going to be. Prime Towers 1. Notice it's pointing to the back of the property. But here's the thing. I'm going to play it twice for you guys because you will notice a few things. I cut off the end, it looks like, but we'll play this again. Then I will explain a few things about developing. So this will actually be pretty cool because now something we've never really discussed is talking about from the start of a development. You see the roads, you see the crane. It's a beautiful thing. But most people do not realize the significance of a crane is where you see down below in the crane is sitting on cement or encased in cement. That is traditionally what we call a piling. So that will actually help be support eventually for the structure traditionally. So we'll see what happens here. But again, notice this right here showing the back and showing the area where Prime Towers 1 is going to be. Per Claire HP, Prime Towers 1 is where this is going to be. So I just wanted to be very, very happy about this right now. So I want everybody to realize that something is going down. Now, of course, they still have more to add to the crane because it has to be usually with weighted on one side to offset the weights and to bring up people, come down and bring up equipment and things like that once you get past the first level. So they're going to have some other things on the other end, but we're going to be talking about structural building. This is going to be exciting over the next few months if they keep sharing information. So I just wanted to let you know that. And it appears that I'm moving a little bit slow here, but we are streaming out to several different platforms so everybody can get this huge news. Now, unfortunately, I was going to show 2 videos, but I cannot. So one is I'll have to do this on Friday night live stream. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Larimar. I know a lot of people are saying no way, no how. But as I've been saying, they do have their environmental impact license, and that does mean a lot. Do they have their permits? Well, it looks like they have started doing something for the structure, which means to me they must have something that says we can move forward, and this is a great sign. So over the next, well, few weeks, you could actually see more things happening within this site, particularly within the Prime 1, Prime 2, Prime 3, Prime 4 areas, and that will be pretty awesome. Now, let me see what else we got going on because I'm streaming, of course, to the new Instagram, Properties by Masters, Yoel Nolasco, and one other on the live stream. So I see you over there, Properties by Mike Masters. I see you, and thank you for that information and about the 7 Palms as well, man. I appreciate it. So very nice to see you tonight. Yoel Nolasco's in the house. He is a Larimar City owner, along with family and familia, also owns within Larimar City. That's right. We got several members through him that have, I think it's like 4 or 5 people. Yoel Nolasco. I'm saying, let's get to it. That's what we're doing here. So I have to give a shout out to Yoel Nolasco. He's going to be going over there shortly, I believe. So he'll be able to go see it himself with his own eyes. And then he'll start feeling tingly, I'm sure, because again, for me, structure matters, materials matter. I'm waiting for more, but it is good news the way I see it. Some others would say, Eric, I don't know about this good news. I am saying for everybody, this is great news because I'm seeing a crane. And again, these are designated for support on a structure. So I don't know what they're doing or where, I know where Prime 1 and Prime 2 was going to be, but I think now I'm reversed. So now it's almost like Prime 1's on the right side, Prime 2's on the left side. I don't know. But does it really matter? If you're up front, then you know what type of views you're going to have over the Farallon. So that little spot that I showed the other day where I drove by, and in fact, you know what I'll do? I have pictures, so maybe I can't really put them on screen that much, but I'll show you where we were taking pictures just, what was it, 2 weeks ago for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. We're having another one May 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2025. That's right. We're going back. SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. We are going to be over there, I am sure. So now make sure you go sign up at ssnlifestyle.com. The first 5 people, that's the lowest price that you will ever have. So last week, just so you guys know, I'll take myself off the screen. This may be the area. I really can't tell. All I know it's next to the road. So this was just a couple weeks ago, right? So that gives you an idea how the area is going. A couple weeks ago, I believe that's right next to the road. So that is probably where the aerial view is. So again, this is what it was looking like. And that is good news. Let me see if I have anything else to add to it. Not really. Nothing else I can add for that area. But that is good news for everybody that owns at Larimar, and there are quite a few people here in the SSN Nation that owns at Larimar. So, Yoel Nolasco, thank you so much for being in the house. I know this is late, but I wanted to get this out here so people will understand what is actually going on and what they can expect. Definimi, I see you. It will take 10 years to build up Larimar. Definimi, 567, I see you on Instagram. Definimi, yeah, I would hope so. we They have a whole bunch of things within Larimar City. There is no way that it's going to be 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 by my estimation, because there's just no way. You're talking about 18-hole golf course. All right. The 9-hole golf course, sure. Total golf, they can probably put something together that's very nice in 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years. Yeah. 18 holes, okay, 3 to 4 years. Fine. You're talking about sports complex, soccer field, that's a field. Basketball courts, if they're going to have those, fine. Asphalt. Uh, Golf, where you're going to have a driving range, that's grass as well. Doesn't take many buildings. So, sports complex, if there's going to be a baseball field there or not, or some sort of, I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a baseball field, but it's all grassy areas. So, again, this, pools or anything else they're going to put in a sports complex, that's easy enough as well. Surely you can do that in 3 or 4 years. The other things you can do in 3 or 4 years is going to be there is let's see. The Farallon, right where the picnic tables are right now, and right in front of where Prime One is. I think they cleared out a space, if I'm not mistaken. So that means you can start putting something there. Um, I'll give you a perfect example. I have a picture across. Here you go. That's up front, which is next to the pavilion. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. So hopefully you guys can see that. That's next to the pavilion, that clear area. That's up front. So, like, for instance, this is already cleared. So if they really wanted to put a pool or a beach club in this particular area, that's not going to take 2 years, right? So there's features of this project that can take 2 years to 4 years to do sections of this. Now, if you start saying, well, what about the downtown and all that? Now, that's where I believe that, some additional time may be needed for some malls or anything, schools or colleges or medical facilities. Anything like that could take extra time. It just depends on what they're building. So if they're going to engage in certain things, like, for instance, you can buy a lot out there right now for 105,000. There is no time frame to build, as far as I know. What I mean by that is, at one time it was based on like a 2 year or 2.5 or 3 years. I don't know exactly. I'll get back up to speed hopefully tomorrow when we have our live stream tomorrow night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have more video. I'll be up to date with everything. But the lots are 105. Here's the thing though. Claire HP, those guys, I don't believe they'll be building the villas. So they may want to build some villas, but as a person who buys land, it's nice to know you have the option that you can have somebody else build it, because you might get a better pricing structure from some individual builders. You just never know. But if there's a particular home that you want to build, well, you got to go through, I always call it architectural committee. Usually with HOAs, you have to get approval so you don't do any crazy painting, colors, and it meets the criteria of the complex. So therefore, that leaves it wide open. If they're not going to build homes and you're going to build a home, then it's up to your timeline. If you own the land and you say, okay, some guy says I'm going to build this house in 16 months, then your house is going to be built in 16 months on the golf course. What can I tell you, right? That's what it's going to be. So it's up to you if you own the lot. If you own the condos, then it's based on how fast they build these 17-story towers. Now, if people want to get down to business, Trump 47 Juan, I see you. The lot is the cost of one Bitcoin. Exactly, Trump 47. Welcome. I see you on Instagram. You got it exactly right, man. One Bitcoin buys you a lot. So that is something that you have to think about. There's features of this project that doesn't take that long to build. All right. And quite frankly, I always have to caution people about the build times because we don't know what they're doing to build. There are quick ways to build structures. It just depends on which way are they going to build. There's also quality. There's a lot of things when you start building. That's why I'm kind of excited for them to show what stages they're at, because this will be lessons that the videos can be watched over and over again. Because then people will understand just by what they're doing, what is happening. I will explain it to you. And so when you see certain things coming, that's why right now I'm happy to see this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sad that I don't see any materials yet. But when the materials show up, and soon as we know how they're building, like the first, after the foundation is laid and we start seeing all that, because they still got a long way to go. Remember, what you're seeing right now is one pylon. At least that's all I see. To hold up a structure, they're going to have more than just one pylon. All right, they're going to have piling. They're going to need, I don't know, I don't know the width of the building, but what I'm going to say is you should start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 of what you call pilings that will be encased and all this, and there'll be cement coming down. That, and then they're going to do their foundation. That's how you're going to have to do 17-story high buildings. I don't know if they're going to have to do anything else down there with the pilings or not. In California, we would have to have it where it's on a little skates. It moves a little bit so it can be flexible during any type of movement of the earthquakes, things like that. I don't know if that's a requirement there, but just letting you know, that's just the first piling. There's going to be more. So when you start seeing more around there, then you get even more excited from a builder's standpoint. So just giving you guys an idea of what you're going to see over the next, I mean, you could put pilings in a pretty rapid time if you have the right equipment. In the DR, I don't know if you have the right equipment, but they have one down. And last week they had none down. Or 2 weeks ago they had none down. So I'm thinking they have the right equipment. It's not that hard if you have the right equipment to get these things done in a reasonable amount of time, matter of days. And as long as, if you're going to encase it with the cement, then you're going to have to cure it, things like that. But nonetheless, that's just a matter of days, potentially, as long as there's no other weather problems. But the point is, this is why it gets exciting, because if you start seeing more pilings coming, and then you see them laying down the foundation of a 17-story high building, well, it's actually 16 stories, but you got to have a roof, right? 15 is the penthouse unit, and it's 2 levels. So, but the point is, everything looks like it's a go. So you have to be a little bit excited about this, right? And you have to understand how they can build without, they don't have to do 100% like Total Golf is doing the golf course. So as long as they have it surveyed, as long as they know what they're doing, they've had plenty of time, and as long as they know for a fact where everything's going, well, depending on what their permits and everything says, will guide when they can start handling, or is it out in the back 40, right? It's probably going to be in the back 40 somewhere, where that may not be cleared yet, but we don't know. Somebody shoot a drone up and we'll check it out. But the point is, that's where it has to be, right? It's going to be a 18-hole golf course with homes sitting around we know 9 holes. I don't know about the other 9 if it's going to be homes sitting around there too, but that would be hella good marketing, I would say. But I hope they brought some of the holes up front. That would be awesome. That's all I'm going to say. That would be awesome. If not, hey, it is what it is. But there's also golf memberships with that Total Golf. So that's something to think about as well. Now, if somebody says, hey, Eric, how long do you think they're going to take to build this thing? Well, then, look, I have to go with Trump Defend Me 567. He said 10 years to build up. Look, I'm gonna put things in perspective so everybody understands what's going down. You guys know about 3-4 years ago. I'll have to break it out again, but it won't be tonight. It'll be tomorrow. The PDF for downtown. All right. The PDF for downtown shows each phase for downtown and what they're building, or what they planned on building like 4 years ago, right? So 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, look where downtown is now, and they have a 10-year plan. It was either 10 or 12-year plan for downtown Punta Cana. Just so you guys understand, downtown Punta Cana is a small area, and what Larimar is, I don't know the meters or hectares or acres of downtown Punta Cana, but Larimar has 850 acres. And I guarantee you it would swallow up everything that's downtown right now. So when we're talking about Casa, when we're talking about Central Park, when we're talking about Cocobongo, downtown mall, and all that area right there, it would swallow that up. And look how long it's taken them just to do that area that I just mentioned. 4 years have went by, and that's all they've done. And actually, Central Park and Casa, I believe, are the only, and the beach, but the beach actually started 2019. But the point is, in the last 4 years, they only have the beach has probably 10 to 13 buildings done. Central Park only has 2 of their buildings done, and Casa has 1 building done and maybe 2, because I didn't go check out the second building. But that's it in 4 years. Meanwhile, 4 years ago, there's other projects that were supposed to be built downtown in 2.5 to 3 years, at least their first phase. Hotels also, they were supposed to be built. They're not built. All right. So that just gives you an idea that Defend Me is actually a little correct, along with, of course, my man Mo. Overall, yes, it's going to take to build that. It's going to be 10 years. But what you're looking for is the beauty of something that can be done that hardly any other place can do. So I illustrate things such as this. If you said, just like everybody else, 6-7 years, and you're being giving people grace, and just like all the 99% of the projects taking 6-7 years just to get things started or almost finished, and some people are still waiting. And I won't name any names tonight because this is a cause for being excited about things, but there's some projects where people put their money down in 2018, 2019, and they're still not done. And it's a big name project. So if they're doing regular projects and they're taking 6 or 7 years, Larimar is not a regular project. So the thing is, if you're giving all these other guys who are building regular projects 6 or 7 years, then clearly you should give Larimar at least that and then some to build on 850 acres. Because there's nobody else building on 850 acres. The only people that could possibly, well, Vista Con is probably bigger than that. But the point I'm trying to make is the cruise on land, I don't know their acreage. They have a lot of acreage too. All right. So, but in order to build all of this, yes, it's going to take 10 years minimum. Minimum. But again, it all depends. There's a lot of things. It all depends on how it's going to be done. If one company's trying to do all of it, of course, that's going to take forever. So there has to be other companies like Total Golf is doing that. I'm pretty sure somebody else might be doing the pools or the beach clubs. Somebody else might be building the sports courts. Somebody else might be putting in the retail shopping locations. Somebody else might be putting in the basketball courts behind Prime Towers and in between Paradise 1 and 2. So there's a bunch of factors that can happen. Just like if I buy a lot and I build it and have somebody else build it, that's not going to take any time away from if Claire HP was going to be building villas. So now they're freed up to do whatever. So that's what this is all about. It depends on how they're staging it. And they're smart. I'm pretty sure they're smart guys. At least I know Juan Andreas is very smart. So I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be trying to build it all by themselves with one company. That'd be stupid. That would take you like damn near 20 years. I'm just going to say. But we're all good, man. We're all good. All right. The cost of one Bitcoin. Eric, we have never met, but I am looking forward to all. Defend me. Thank you so much, man. I look forward to it as well. But again, you guys can always find me. I'm not hard to find in the DR when I do go, in case you're there. May 13, 14, 15 is the next round, 2025. Come join us. SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum, but it ain't free. So you got to go to ssnlifestyle.com to sign up today. After 5 people, the price goes up. So that's why you get in early, and I tell people early. So I look forward to it. And Eric, my Del Mar is taking 3 years. Exactly. And don't be surprised if it took 4. But that's the whole point. Del Mar is a very nice project as well. And it's pools, it's by the beach, but it's just that. And they tricked it out a little bit because they actually added, I think they added some new things that weren't in the original. So they added like a little cafe, a little lounge area, kind of a few different things that they didn't have on the property at first sight. But I'm happy to see those little upgrades that they added. But yeah, they're going to take, but they have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 phases. So first phase is going to be 3 years already? Can't be. Is it? That's fast. But I think they had a second phase too. So yeah, but everybody's taking 5, 6, 7 years. 99% of these projects, not everybody, 99% take 5, 6, 7 years, and some are even counting. So 8 years just to build ordinary, well, they're not ordinary, but all I'm trying to say is just a structures with pools, with bars, with restaurants, with fitness room, and they're taking 5, 6, 7 years to finish their projects all together, or finish even just their first phases. So you have to give Larimar, Cruise, anybody else. I'm not going to sit here and sweat people at this point when 99% took 6, 7 years. I'm not going to sit. How can I sweat anybody else? All I'm going to sweat is, hey, man, it'd be awfully nice because we love you. We want things to done. Just like me, I want things done, but you got to show that you're trying to do something. That's the key right there, right? So here we go. All right, defend me. Here we go. Oh, hold on. No. They added restaurants and mini market. Exactly. They are listening. Mini market, ladies and gentlemen. In all projects, you got to have retail mini mart. It's 9 at night. It's 9 at night. The grocery store is closed. I want some snacks. Where do I go? Where do I go get something? No, I don't want to call up Uber to try to find something to eat. It should be right here on site where I could have just went over there before 9 o'clock and said, oh yeah, let me go get myself something, or 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night or 11. Who cares? It's on site with security, so we're good. But the point I'm trying to make is this is exactly right. Why should I have to leave and go look for food? Right? That's why you're supposed to have restaurants on site. They did a great job. That's what I was saying with Del Mar. They changed their buildings like they should have, and they allotted for these very key components because it's going to be very crowded in by eBay, which is where Del Mar is, La Romana, Punta Cana, Verón, it's Macau. It's going to be crowded. And wherever you're staying, it could be crowded during December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, if it keeps holding up this trend. So you don't want to actually leave because that is not appropriate when you're on vacation. And that also helps you rent your place better because we always got to talk about Airbnbs, right? Short-term rentals and long-term rentals. And here we go. Post-retirement travel. Welcome to the SSN Nation Thursday night live stream. Huge news for the Larimar and real estate investing crowd. And he brings his tagline, hello all, let's do this Thursday night. You got that right, man. It's Thursday night. After Wednesday night, it looks like Wednesday night is taking us out night because 2 Wednesdays in a row, all of a sudden, reboot. I don't know what happened, man. But all I know is that's not cool. But we're back for another night. Now, here we go. 13 buildings for the beach. Didn't know that. Yes, they're up to about 13 that they built. But hold on. I should rephrase. Not all 13 do people live in or delivered. They're only up to, I think, 9 or 10 for delivery. They still have 14, I believe, more to go. All right. And again, that project started, what, 2019? Something like that. Actually, it went for sale actually in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So they've had problems, but it's 7 years. So this is my point. You're going to give them grace. Casa, first building, they're now in their second building. That also came out like 2019, 2020. So again, when you start thinking about, hey, okay, I understand my payment plan is only 2.5, 3 years, but generally the payment plans ending in 2 or 3 years, for the most part, if there's a project that's worthwhile, it's going to take longer. If you got a project that's just 2 buildings and a pool, clearly that's going to take less time. Clearly that should be built around the time frame that it said. If it's 3 years, it should be 3 years. If it's 3.5, it should be. So that's the thing. But if you're trying to do what Larimar's doing, Cruise on Land's doing, the project of Vista Cana, Atlantida, if you're trying to do those guys, what they're doing, that I'd be surprised if they finished everything in 4 years or 5 years or 6 years, quite frankly, because that doesn't meet the normal criteria. They're doing something that transforms the place. When people come to visit, in my opinion, they're going to say, okay, I'm going to stay at the all-inclusive. What just started happening for me was I'm working on something for the guys at the Sundance Film Festival this year. And I just couldn't believe this. Marriott Summit Watch is charging $1,349 per night plus tax for a 2-bedroom unit that sleeps 8 at Marriott Summit Watch during Sundance Film Festival. This is not all inclusive. They get nothing. You don't even get a breakfast. That's how crazy this is. So that is scary on one side of the fence, but on the other side of the fence, it could be a good thing if it's maintainable around the world. And I always say what I'm about to say right now. When it comes to real estate investing and where people stay, all I can tell you is people will pay upscale luxury. That always, there's people who make enough money, they will always pay for upscale luxury. All right? Luxury and or upscale, or both, upscale luxury. So this is why I'm hoping that at all the ones, the top four that I mentioned. I'm hoping they give that air of luxury. I know pricing doesn't dictate luxury or upscale, but if it turns into where the projects look and feel upscale luxury, that's a win. Because if 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, that means 20% of the populations are the only ones that can afford, and they're probably not going to stay at just a regular place. They'll say, hell yeah, I'll pay the 800 per night. I'll pay the 1,000 per night. In fact, let me give you guys what happened today, which was so crazy. The guys normally get, I know what dates they have because they've been renting from me for 2, 3, 4 years maybe. And so I know what dates they normally have. But today, a twist. He says, today, after I'm looking for their normal stuff that they need, I know what they need. So I was working on this great deal that they would have been like, are you sure? But now, today, he goes, oh, give me a 1-bedroom and get me a second unit. I don't need the 2-bedroom, like, because generally, well, I won't give any business, but the fact of the matter is family members usually go, and now it sounds like they want separate units. And so now that changes everything because separate units means no 2-bedroom needed. But the 2-bedroom is less for the same time frame. The 1-bedroom separately is just a little bit less than the 2-bedroom because Marriott is charging like $800 per night for the 1-bedroom on their website. So that means everybody, an owner, gets to charge anything below $800. And they're taking full advantage. They're just saying, all right, I'll charge $650. I'll charge $500 for a 1-bedroom per night. You guys don't want to know what their maintenance fees are, do you? Because they are a timeshare. Timeshare condo hotel. Their maintenance fees are only like $2,500. That's it. So them getting $5,000, them getting $6,000, them getting $7,000. One guy wants $1,000 per night. He hasn't gotten it yet, but hey, if somebody's charging $1,350 plus tax per night, he might have gotten it, but so far no takers. Why is he not going to have any takers? Because he's the highest person on the platforms. He's the highest person asking. So like I told you guys before, never be the highest. You want to be a few clicks underneath. You want to be in the top 3, top 4, worst case top 5. But never the highest, and damn sure never the lowest. Not even near the bottom. You always want to be near the top. So you want to have people who go, well, 1,000 a night, no, but I'll take that $799 per night, but I'm not going to take the $650 per night for some strange reason. People think higher cost, there must be a reason. Well, there could be. Could have pool view, could be somewhere where they're going to have the Marriott, I think, has the, if I'm not mistaken, the Marriott actually has promos in their area outside. They have their little area that they have artists that perform. It's inside, but I can't really remember because the last time I went, I didn't go. So I might even go this year just to have some fun so I can show you guys what time it is over there. Paul Castillo, welcome to the SSN Nation. Thursday night live stream, limited edition, huge news for Larimar. And here's another Larimar City owner. Good night, everyone. Larimar have cranes. That's a good sign. Yes, they put one crane down. That's a very, very good sign. I must give them credit for that. So what I'm going to do is this, because I know on Instagram, go over, follow us, ladies and gentlemen, on Instagram, please. And we are now at 935. We're creeping up to 1,000. Can they really let us get a few more going without subtracting 5 or 10? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? It's going to be very, very exciting to find out. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go to their the Claire HP. I think that's where that video is. In fact, I don't even have to go to Claire HP. You know why? Because I can just go over to, stop struggling now, let me see, our website, because I reposted it I reposted these on our Instagram, so people who are following on Instagram may have found out earlier today. And I posted on our shorts on YouTube, so people might have found out today. I posted in a few places. So let me see if I can pull up, let's see, Reels. Because even though I showed that video, is this it? Let me see. We'll see here in a second. If this is it, then I'll pull it up. I don't know if this is it or not. No, this is not. Okay, that's cute. Um, okay. It's not showing. Not showing, ladies and gentlemen. That is not cool. Real estate. Let's go look at this. This is not cool at all. So this is very enlightening that what I posted earlier today isn't showing up. Why isn't it? Anybody? Anybody want to know? Fill me in. I'd like to know myself. This is very crazy. All right. Let's see. No, not here. Let's see. Larimar. There we go. Oh, here we go. Okay. I like it. Says see post. All right. Let's go. We'll go check it out myself right now. So, Paul Castile, did you hear that part that I was talking about with the crane? Because I look, structures are very interesting to me, and a lot of times we don't get to talk about this. When you see a crane go up, a pylon or piling is usually what you're going to set a crane on. But the piling is much more important because that's what you're going to use. Also, when you take the crane out, that is going to be used as support for your structure normally. So that's why this is a great sign, and that's why you see the cement underneath it. So I'm going to see if I can actually play this video. I think we're going to have problems. Let me know how my voice sounds tonight, because I want to know if they have to squeeze some, if they're going to have to squeeze something in. All right, so let's try this. I don't think you're going to be able to hear this, but we're going to try this because I know it's muted. All right, check this out. Okay, let's see. Is this muted? Let's go. It says see post. Okay, let's go. Huh. Ah, there we go. Oh, okay. It didn't go, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can find it. All right, we got some post. All right. All right, let's go. Here we go. Going awfully slow. It's okay. So, again, this starts speeding up. That's very interesting. Here comes the crane now. Notice at the foot of the crane, you're going to see encased cement is what. So that's pretty good. That's what you want. All right. So notice, like I say, the last 10 seconds of this video should make everybody in Prime Towers 1 and Prime Towers 2 very happy. This is at the back, looking towards the back of the property. And then let's see When they shoot this shot right here, you should be very happy because that's the front. And this is Prime Towers 1. That's per Claire HP's Instagram. Look at that. You can see the ocean from there, ladies and gentlemen. That's Prime 1 right there in line in that section. You guys should be doing the salsa dance. Okay. That should be the salsa dance going for you guys. Clearly, let me know what you guys think. That's the salsa money shot. There it is. Everybody should be happy. Now, somebody's going to say, hey, Eric, do you know if they have permits or whatever to do? I'm saying, okay, look, they have an environmental impact. Normally, to do anything like this, they're going to need their permits. They're going to need something. They can't just roll out there and do something. So, this looks like a good sign. Looks like a good sign. Is Larimar building all 4 Prime Towers at the same time or one at a time? It's going to be one at a time. I believe. I don't know. Like and Paul Castillo, you may not have came in at the beginning, but when you see what materials are there, that's going to tell you everything you need to know what's going to happen. So if they bring and drop pallets or drop blocks, now you know what they're going to be doing. If you see like there's some paneling done already, then you know there's going to be some other crane activity going down as well. So it all depends on what you see. You'll know. So they're going to need, they would need other cranes. All right. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to try and swing around and do something on the other side. So yeah, they're going to need another crane. If they're going to do all 4 at the same time, then you would see 4 cranes. All right. I mean, if you have the manpower, you could. This is all the questions that remain, right? If you want to speed something up, then I need the manpower to speed it up. That's the $1 million question. There is nothing saying something can stop them from building in a timely fashion. It's just time and weather and things like that that's going to matter, because you always have to cure your cement. Now, if you can bypass curing cement, which there's only a few ways you can do that, but all I'm saying is there's going to be some time. But the answer is yes, they could build 4 together, but you should see 4 cranes if that's the case. So it's not impossible. You could do it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. If you have the material, you have the equipment, and you have the materials, you can do whatever you want. It's just a matter of, can I hire enough people? So the answer is you can build 6 towers quickly, but I'm going to need how many people? Am I going to need 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and turn this into one of these huge compounds where I got like 90 people a day working here? I mean, that could happen. I just don't know. I ain't privy in their meetings to be knowing this. Let's see what's happening here. I was told at the beginning Larimar was building the man-made beach first, but now I don't know. No. They have a clearance though. I was showing this part before you came on, so you might not have seen it. This right here. Here's a clearing up on the front. So that's what I was saying. That could be easily the start of something. Whether it's a man-made beach or whatever you want to start there. It's cleared. So I don't know what's going there, but something's going there, right? Let me see. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Something's going there. Right? So, and what's supposed to be in front of Prime Towers? A hotel and then the beach club. And the beach clubs are going to be on the edge. So this makes perfectly good sense that this would be potentially a beach club area. They have a pavilion sitting here. So whether that's intended or not, but there's a pavilion sitting here. So, I mean, they already have something where they can put a structure down. So Whether they use that or chop it up and do something else is who knows. But the fact of the matter is, I would probably leave it at least for until I got past that point and started on the other side, because that'll give people a seating area whenever they come up there. So if I start a pool area, and pools are easy to make, they're not hard to make. You can have a pool up in, depending on the size, depending on how you're doing it, you could have it up in 7, 8 months. So these are all things you can do under 2 years. So there's several things you can do under 2 years there. That's why this is very exciting. It's not like it's just the towers. Traditionally, if they're building, we don't know. In fact, there's nobody that's building any towers over 5 or 6 levels high, right? There's not even towers. 5 or 6 level highs are all the condos, because Punta Cana had that restriction. The Moon Palace does not have a restriction because the previous administration okayed it, and Punta Cana and everybody could not get it overturned. So that's why they get to be lucky and have 18-story high buildings. And they get to have like 1,000 to plus people be able to stay in each one of these towers, which is crazy. Larimar doesn't have 1,000 people that can stay in their towers. All right, so I mean, that's insane. So that right there is an anomaly, and that's taken, for example, 4 years. They started 4 years ago. They're not done. So obviously it's going to take 5 years plus to do what theirs is. But again, there's not as many units at the 17-story towers, as far as I know, of Larimar. So it's not as big. But it's all good. Yeah. But back to what Paul Castillo said, man-made beach first, but now I don't know. Yeah. It again, just because they have the crane there doesn't mean that they still have other things they have to do. In case you just joined us and you're new here and don't understand building, well, guess what? These guys are going to let us come along for the ride. All right? They're going to let us come along for the ride. They added restaurants and mini market. Also, Blue Tyrannus. Yeah, don't. Look, Blue Tyrannus is another animal altogether. I would highly suggest people, if you're going to go over there, you go study the land and the layout. Go talk to people there. I highly recommend it. Also, there's a Facebook group. I shouldn't even say this, but I am. Facebook group for Blue Tyrannus owners. You might want to find that group, because there are people that actually purchased there already, and they are going to talk to you. All right. Del Mar is next door to the Hyatt. This is true. Yes. Del Mar is in Baibe, La Romana area, which gives it a little upscale exclusivity. It's going to get a higher price than a lot of places in Punta Cana, for instance. And it's going to be very interesting how that develops over the next 2 to 3 years, because the occupancy rates are what I worry about out at Baibe. But if you still continue to bring people to the island and occupancy rates go up, people will leave from Punta Cana or fly into La Romana Airport, and that could increase occupancy rates, which is what you're going to need, especially in Baibe. You're going to need that in La Romana, and upscale luxury, Casa de Campo. They don't care if people come, because when they do come, they spend a lot of money to stay at Casa de Campo, right? They spend a lot of money in a lot of places over there. So the Hyatt being there also is upscale luxury, if they're going to use their upscale luxury brand with residences. So these are the type of things that you look for in your area. Now, these one-offs, like I said, the big four, Vista Cana, Atlantida, Cruise on Land, and Larimar. I call it the big four. Now, we're not going to be like Kendrick. It's just big me. There's four. Those four projects, I would doubt that there's ever going to be any others, because of land cost and because of construction cost. It would make things astronomical. So that is the thing. They're going to be by themselves four places that people are going to go, wow, that is cool. I want to stay there. All right. They're going to be the four. Each of them are different. And so therefore, there's a thing that can happen as well that I oftentimes tell people about. Some of you right now own it both, Cruise on Land and Larimar. You get to do something that others can't. Exponentially, if you own it one or the other, you get to do a crossover effect. You can say, hey, you can stay over here for 3-4 nights. You can stay at this other one for 3 or 4 nights. So now people would say, oh, that's kind of cool because this place has something I want to do and this place has something I want to do. You get to cross over and do crazy things, unlike if you just own one individually. And so that's what makes this very special as well. So you get to play off of the others, because some people would say, well, I like the water park over there versus, oh, by the way, oh man, speaking of water park, now I haven't seen this anywhere, but some of these pools might have waves to them or something. There might be like a little kiddies water splash pad water park thing going on at Larimar now as well. I don't know if they've actually put that into the plans yet or into your brochures, but at one time, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, that was discussion. So I don't know if that's actually happened yet, but I guess now I got to get up to speed with Larimar, because now we might be talking about it once again with all the happiness going down. So that would be awesome. All right. Brian P., Mr. Dividend is in the house. How did the stock market go today? In fact, I did not check out the stock market. All I know is there are rumblings because the Fed said, oh, we're not going to reduce the interest rate every 3 months like we promised. We're only going to do 2. And even that may not happen. So the market went berserk yesterday. People were like jumping out of windows. Oh, my God, I'm taking all my money out of the market. I'm like, hold up a minute. Don't get dramatic. Don't get dramatic, okay? Don't get dramatic. This is why you have dividend funds. Because if the price of the stock goes down, at least you can still, if long as they're giving out dividends, you can reinvest at a lower price. Your dollar cost average comes down. That's all I'm saying. The question is, can we recover after that? That's the $1 million question, right? Okay, all red today, Brian P. Well then, you know what that means. Tomorrow's Friday. That means some dividends from YMAG and YMAX from YieldMax ETFs. You know what that means. That means dividends are coming out. Dividends reinvested. That means lower price point. I'm thinking. I haven't checked out the stocks, but like you said, buy time. Now, you guys heard about the bird flu scare. There always has to be a scare, right? There has to be that. There has to be what's going on with wars and conflicts. Then there has to be what's going on with the economy when the Federal Reserve says, hold on a minute, we ain't going to reduce the rate, which means the economy, their feeling is, hold up, because I'm going to tell you something right now. If you know, it's hard. If you are a board of regent, you're one of the presidents, you're going to sit there and say, hey, if this situation happens with tax cut, tax breaks, that's going to heat up the economy, which also means we're going to heat up inflation. So should we keep reducing rates or should we wait and see? So when they say we're only going to do 2, it makes sense to me, wait and see what happens with the economy versus being proactive, going down one path, and now that path is changing. So if you heat up the economy, inflation incurs, so therefore there's no reason to reduce the rate. That's what I would be saying if I was one of the presidents. I'd be saying, hey man, look, these guys already said tax cut, tax breaks. That means we're going to have an inflationary situation and we might have a tariff war, which also is inflationary. So now, if we reduce the rate and we allow people to borrow at a lower rate, prices are going to go through the roof as it is. Now it's going to go through the roof even more. And we can't have that. So we can't commit to actually reducing the interest rate. I'd be doing the same thing. That's what I would be saying in the meeting. I'd be like, hey man, we got to wait. We can't be doing this automatic reduction. We got to wait and see what happens when the next administration comes in, and see in the next 6 months, 3 to 6 months after that, what's happening. So we can't commit to more than 1 or 2 rate cuts, if that. See, that's where the problem is. So they're being cautionary to save American citizens for foolishness. All right. So those are the type of things you have to think about. Crypto market is way down today. That is correct. Look, first of all, here's what starts happening. When you are buying crypto, that is not a stock. Crypto operates on a different paradigm. So when we're buying crypto, it's based on demand. That's the only way price can go up. All right. Same with stock. That's the only way prices go up, is demand for the stock, demand for the crypto. The difference, though, is you have to sell out of crypto, and that means you have gas fees, you have all these other things that go on. So it's not just like, I don't know what it went down to, but let's just say it went down to 105,000. And you want to sell out of that. Well, what's your gas fees to sell out, and what are you going to do next? So that's the little fees that you're going to pay. But now, what's your entry point going to be? It already has gone up from 60, low 60s to 107. So if you sell, now what are you going to do? Sit and wait till what? That's the thing with that. Whereas stocks, you could say, you know what? I'm just going to throw my money into JEPI, JEPQ. Let me take my 8%. At least you're still getting 8% return on your money. So these are the choices you have. So that's the thing about crypto, and your money's locked. It's liquid, but it's only liquid as fast as you can get it, right? So there's several little factors. Crypto has this weird thing, but again, BTC, ETH, that's where you should have been. And yeah, there's other things that came out that's shot to the moon, but nonetheless, you're there, you're in. But crypto will be fine. It already shot up. I mean, how much more? 40 grand to 45 grand more than it was just a month and a half ago or a month ago. So you should have taken your profits and hold and get the cash. Where 45% in less than a month. Come on. How are you going to be greedy? You should be taking your profits. And that's what the people in the market should be doing from the skyrocket of the all-time record highs. You should be taking profit. This is not rocket science. And you can't blame anybody for taking profits. So the market will go down as more people realize, why am I not taking my profits? They should be taking their freaking profits. You got 20%, you should be taking it. You got 25%, Gino, Shimiente, wherever you are, don't forget, I remember you. 25%, he takes the profit. 30%, he's already taken the profit. It ain't getting to 30% most of the time, according to what he used to say. So that's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you have to look at. There's opportunities galore coming out. I started buying MFA. Oh, nice. Today, which in the past bounces off the $10.22 for a total of 7 times in the past, which announced 35 cents dividend. And if you have 10,000 shares, that I get $3,500 each quarter. I like it. Let me smell the aroma in the air. I love it when people are winning out here and figure it out. Hey, Michael Anthony, welcome to the SSN Nation Thursday Night Live edition. And he says it best, $3,500 each quarter. It pays out. So yes, that would be nice. Wait, 10,000 shares? Yeah, 10,000 shares. That would be a lot of shares, man. That's a lot of shares. 3,500. That's 10,500. No, 4 times that amount. So we're talking about $14,000 per year. But in order to have 10,000 shares, that's like 100 G's. I'm just saying. 14%, 15%, MFA, Real Estate Investment Trust, I like it. 14% I like. Yield Max ETFs, are you guys in the game? Because if stocks go up or stocks go down, as long as there is volume trading, you win. It's just that if the market stays almost level, you lose because not much trading, right? So there's not going to be any option income money coming in to pay dividends. But thank you so much for that, Michael Anthony. I see you're on the path to the road to riches and getting that 14% to 15% dividend. I like it. I like it. MFA has a book value of $18.42 with a price target of $13.20, which the highs is $13.45, which does in residential mortgage asset. I know we talked about MFA, just like we talked about all the rest of the real estate investment trust, ORC, AGNC, ARR, TWO, which is 2. Yeah, we got them all. PSEC. Why do I like that? People have to pay their rent. So therefore, if they can give me 13, 14, 15, 16, 17% now from the money you invest, you should take that, right? Why are you going to be shy out here? You should be taking that. Yes, it doesn't matter. We always have that. You should have that pen, pad, and paper ready. We always should have that pen, pad, and paper ready. Don't you think? Come on now. Thank you for mentioning this. He's on it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it looks like when you study. Michael Anthony giving a master class as well. I bought 6,000 shares for the average price of $10.38. Congratulations. And going to buy 4,000 more shares tomorrow. Congratulations. And why are you going to be doing this? 6,000 shares. Wait a minute. Did it already pay the dividend for this month, MFA? But you're going to buy 4,000 more. That's 4,000 times 10. That's 40,000. The man is saying, give me my 1,000, give me my $1,200 every month on average price. Let me have it. That's what he's saying. He's saying on average because it pays every 3 months. So apparently quarterly, because I don't have MFA, because my favorites, that MFA is nice. I mentioned it before. You can't have them all, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is, I don't think anybody's going to sneeze at $1,200 per month, right? Even if it is on about a $100,000 investment, nobody's going to sneeze at that. Everybody's going to be chilled. And you have studied what the book is saying. He's studying what the analysts are saying. He's studying, and that's what he feels comfortable with. So there you go. So I can't blame you at all, man. Do your damn thing. Take that 3,500 plus, and the 3,500, is it going to be reinvested where you're going to have 350 at least shares, or roughly thereabouts, every quarter added to it? Another 1,000 shares at the end of the year. 1,400 shares at the end of the year. You're going to do it that way. And then even have more money every quarter. However you want to do it, it works out. So congratulations, man. Way to go. I love it. I smell money in here. Very good job, man. Thanks for the analysis as well. MFA Financial announced today that its board of directors had declared a regular quarterly cash dividend of 35 cents per share of common stock. Oh, yes, we like it. We like it. And by the way, we talked about MFA. Again, where's my list at? It's on the list. It's on the list. Let me see if I have the list still here. I don't think I do. I always had the list. Let me see if I have the list around here. Nope. No list handy. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I do have the list here. Hold on a second. We always have lists around. Nope, no list. Well, one more shot. Is this the list? No. Uh-oh. I gotta have my list, ladies and gentlemen. It's not here. That's not a good sign. No list. It's all right. I'll have to make a new list then. It's probably in my bag, but I don't have it. We went over to the DR. But nonetheless, great job. The dividend will be paid on January 31st to common stockholders of record on December 31st. Oh, okay. All right. Well, congratulations. $3,500 incoming. How sweet is that? Because you're going to buy. And the ex-dividend date is December 31st and it pays January 31st. That's unusual, but that is cool. ULTY has dropped to $9 per share right now. Oh my. Brian P., Mr. Dividend, also stepping up into the plate, talking about $9 per share for ULTY. That is low. It's under $10, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going down. When's the right price? $100,000 for 10,000 shares. That's it exactly. And that translates into 14,000 per month. So MFA must be given a dividend rate of 14% about now. Makes it about right. Paul Castillo, Brian P., how much dividend is ULTY paying out per share in the last few months? Well, you know what we do around here? We do a lot around here. All right, Delmari took another kick in the teeth today also. This isn't kids play. Buy more. Exactly. Post-retirement travel over here always with the stock market. Always. Also, thank you for being on the Instagram. I appreciate it. Everybody on, where are we at tonight? We're at Twitch. I want to say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Also, podcast, SSN Nation, SSN Stop Struggling Now podcast, all over iTunes, iHeart. Thank you so much for being there as well. I appreciate it. That's what we do. Make sure you guys do it. Okay. Okay. What was I going to go do? I was going to go somewhere. Now I forgot because I got excited about what was being said over there. Now you have until December 31, then pay the dividend on January 31. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Last month, 70 cents. 70 cents. Oh, I was going to go to Yield-Max ETFs. That's where I was going to go. You know why? Because I like showing Yield-Max ETFs. Because as long as the stock market goes up or down, does not stay level, there's always going to be option trading. There's going to be trading going on. So you got to love that. So we're going to go talk about that in a second. As soon as I get off screen here, we got to get over there, right? Oh, that's not Yield-Max ETFs. I misspelled it. YieldMaxETFs.com. Oh, by the way, there's something's happening. The live stream comes up, and then it wipes out on YouTube and I guess all platforms. It wipes out what I put underneath, so people cannot download Robinhood and Webull and get their free shares of stock, which is a bummer. It, for whatever reason, takes it out, and it's kind of a bummer. I don't understand it, even though I save it and even though it shows. So now I have to do something before I get to Yield-Max ETFs. Or better yet, let me see, I'll do it this way. I'll do it another way. Let's see, I'll do it this way. As this is taking its sweet time. I bought what was that? Bought something else? Oh my, hold on a second. I bought PFE. Oh yes, you love PFE. 2,000 shares was raised a dividend from 42 to 43, and Tuesday raised the outlook for 2,000. And you know what, Michael Anthony? You were mentioning this 2 months ago. Let's see if I'm back. I'm back. Okay, I was going to go to Yield-Max ETF. Looks like they found me. They found us. Okay, I was looking at UNLY also, but I think it's down because of the dividend payout. Is that ULTY? Is that a misspelling? Let me know. All right, now Yield-Max ETF, still no love there. That's a bummer. All right. All right, everybody, make sure you follow on Instagram. We're trying to get up to 1,000 by sometime next year, and we slowly but surely get there. So make sure you go over here and smash the like buttons no matter which platform you're watching on. And you mentioned ULTY, the dividend structure. Let me go find out what they're paying. You can just go to Yomax ETFs, pull up. In fact, I think I could just go down here and just pull up ULTY or any one of their MSTY should always be interesting for you. But we're going to go to ULTY, and you can actually see the last dividends. But again, it's all based on option income trading. What's happening in the options market where there's premiums whenever you do these trades. So therefore, they're using that money to pay the dividends. The distribution rate for ULTY is over 100%. That's insane. Yeah, this month it was 70 cents 0.92, so almost 71 cents. The previous month it was 83 cents. The previous month before that was 82 cents. The previous month before that in September was 98 cents. In August it was 78 cents. July 99 cents, and June $1.13. Earlier this year, from March, April, May, June, they were all $1 or more. And then it's dropped down a little bit, which is natural because it's based on options trading. ETF generates underlying, it does not do the underlying security. You have to go study what ELTY does. And $9.11 it looks like right now. Let's see. 1 month, 2 months. It's giving you your monthly since inception cumulative 2, 13, 14 NAV markets. Where's their holdings at? Here we go. So actually, ULTY actually holds Alibaba in it. Alibaba call options. Oh, I see. Put options. Kava Group options. Their call and put options, roughly around 200. So they're using Celsius Holdings. All about 290 million shares of each is what it looks like. AMD. So ULTY has AMD options. It has Alibaba, and it has a few others. So hopefully people can see that. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got going on. I mean, ULTY. Yeah, I figured you were. No problem. I thought that's what you were referring to. I bought, oh my God, you've been on a buying spree. I bought HLF today at 1,000 shares at 650, and earnings last quarter was almost double and raised the outlook also. But the best part is that insiders buying hand over fist. You're damn right they're buying hand over fist. God, dog, man, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. There's stuff that's just breaking out all over the place. How are you supposed to figure that out? Especially when we're talking about foreign companies. Let me go check something out. This is another little one you got to write down, ladies and gentlemen. Is this Herbalife or something? Herbalife. Yes, it is. Some reason it dropped 9%. If this is HLF, I thought it was an actual different company. I didn't think this was HLF. HLF gives out. Are you sure this is HLF? I thought it was going to be Hyensu. Yeah, you have HLF, $6.50. That's interesting. Herbalife. Herbalife, don't they own, like, let me go look, man. Don't we? Oh, we don't even have anything on this. Yeah, $6.46. Stock price down 4.5%. Time to sell. Herbalife stock hits 52-week low at $6.58 and challenges. Revenue down 3.2%. Net income up 10%. Diluted earnings per share 46 cents at 6.98. Net profit margin 14.37% up. Herbalife. Interesting. You like staying in that medical medicine field, I see, Michael Anthony. If I don't have an opinion about HLF. I thought it was, look at, let me see, I'll put it on, let me see. It's Hyensu L. No, 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 not that. It's no, no. Thought it was a foreign corporation, but that's not who it is. Yeah, I'm not a. I can't say I'm a fan of Herbalife, but if it makes you money, then you got to be a fan. So you're tracking everything. MSTY is another good one. That's correct. Bitcoin. It's on. Look, Bitcoin's going up and down. There's always going to be trades. So MSTY is going to be a great one over the next few months. I think actually it should be good for the next 2 or 3 years. I started raising cash for this big sell-off to buy the past 2 days dips. I see that's what people should have been doing. I like it. I like it. Have 500 shares of MSTY. Very nice. Happy to hear that. It's been paying over $4 for last 2 months. Exactly, because it's Bitcoin. It's going to be a lot of activity even now. ULTY also at major support. Exactly, Michael Anthony. I agree with you on that. $9 a share is crazy. HLF is the healthy way to lose weight. Yeah, Herbalife. Herbalife's been around for a long time. All right, Bitcoin kept making new lows all day today. That's hey, for people into MSTY and CONY, that's a good thing. And where do you get those? Max ETFs, dividend stocks, ladies and gentlemen, and you will like the results. So let me know what you guys are talking about out here with this crypto. Brian P., it looks like MSTY is paying the most per share at $4. Yes. Speaking of MSTY, I got to get some MSTY myself. All right. So let's see what else we got to talk about today. Let me double check and make sure we're still hooked in at a few places. Yes, we are. Make sure wherever you are, smash the like button. And oh, by the way, this is the Larimar special. Today is the Larimar special. You don't want to miss this. Why is it the Larimar special? It's because they put out a video today. In fact, I'm going to play the video. It's not the video that I wanted because I have the last 10 seconds knocked off. But I'll play the video here for everybody to see. This is the road when you're coming down, so very clearly you can see what it is. This is at Larimar City. The crane is the thing. It's in the ground. It's in the ground. This is Prime Towers 1 crane. This is according to Claire HP on their Instagram post. And you can see all the rocks. That's what I suspect is going to be there for a minute within the layers of this cliff. So I think that's going to be pretty much always throughout this cliff area. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I wish this thing cut off right here, but it does. So this is what prompted me to do something a little bit different then. So what happened with me is I said, okay, guys, I was out. No, I have the video. So what I'll do is I'll show you the last little bit of the video. Wait, maybe I don't have the video. Damn it. Let's go see. Minute 15. So let's see here. I'll get out here. I'll show you what you guys are missing. To me, it's one of the most important aspects is at the end. So I'll have to show it on my screen. This is what I actually wanted to show. For some reason, I downloaded the version that's for the internet, right? Okay, let's get this right. Whoa, picture. There we go. Can you see that? Nope, not good enough. Not good enough, ladies and gentlemen. Too much lighting in here. Not good enough. Can't show you. So what I'll do is I should just... this one I don't like, but This was for editing purposes only. But what I'll do is, hey, we're live. I can do whatever I want, right? So what I'll do is I'll download this here in a second. Even though it's not in the format that I like, I'll download it and I'll let you guys see this one too. Since it's not edited though. Because we do, hold on, why isn't, okay, because we do 1 minute shorts, this video is 1 minute and 15 seconds. So that's why I had to cut off the last like 15 seconds. But are you back in when it comes to Larimar? Or are you still out? Paul Castillo, that is the answer of the night. Well, you'll be the first to know. I am 90% back on the team. And what would the 10% be? There really at this point is no reason, quite frankly. I should be at 100%, but I should be 100% tomorrow. I'll let you guys know tomorrow night, but I'm 90% back only because of I am ecstatic just to see the piling and the crane. The crane's not complete. The one piling is okay, but let's see what happens over the next 3 weeks. It looks like it's a go. It looks like they're not playing around no more because I guess, look, I guess they finally figured it out. If these guys get on, back on, if these guys were actually proactive and actually started doing what they're doing now and they're building up, remember they built up that other thing 2 weeks ago on down till now where they're building up the picnic table area and all that. I told you Juan Andreas, he told me this. I don't know if he meant something else, but on his way out on that Monday morning, because he had a crew that was going up there to the cliff, he said that there's going to be a restaurant up there. Now, I don't exactly know what he meant, but hey, if they're going to do that, that means there's got to be restrooms up there as well. I'm saying there's got to be restrooms up there and water and stuff. There's got to be something else up there. So I don't know timeline. I wasn't able to talk with him about it. We were both, passing through the same level, and I had to go do some things with the Punta Cana Investors Forum. So 90% there. I'm waiting on some answers because there's something that Larimar has right now, and I'm going to tell you guys that there's an opportunity. If this is full on, that means people are going to start buying there more often, and they're going to want to do this. So the deal right now, quite frankly, is $105,000 to buy a lot at Larimar because it's going to be on the golf course. That lot gives you 2 memberships. Okay, I should wait till I get everything. It used to be you get 2 memberships included with it. You don't have to build in 1 year or 2 years like originally they were going to do. I just am trying to find out if they'll let you build up to 5 years out. Now, keep in mind, if you have a lot in most places that have an HOA, you're going to pay HOA fees. It's usually less than if you own your home. All right, just so you know. But you'll still have a membership at the golf course. The golf course is going to be 148 acres. Now, I'm happy that it's not 100 acres. I'm happy it's 148. 148 acres, you can build a PGA course, which I would recommend. If you build a PGA course, maybe they won't come to your course, but the fact of the matter is, guess who comes up there for lessons, training, things like that, because the green fees should be less than Punta Cana or what is that? The Punta Cana Resort Club or at Cap Cana, right? Those courses are going to cost a lot more than probably the one at Larimar. So where are people going to come and train? And especially if Total Golf makes it a cool ass place with water, got to shoot over some lake or shoot over some water, put in those nice little mountains. And it would have been so cool if they would have brought it out to the cliff just for like 2 holes or 3 holes, or you got 4 holes coming down and you can actually see the water, the ocean view, and the Punta Cana city. That would have been sick. But I don't know. Maybe they're taking my advice on that, because they do have 850 acres, 148 acres of a golf course. Traditionally, just so everybody knows, a PGA Tour course can go 120 acres to 200 to 200. Around 120 to 200 is normal acres. So it falls within a PGA course, but they already have PGA worthy courses in the DR. And they're in Cap Cana, and they're at the Los Corrales or Punta Cana Resort Club, where they actually do have the PGA tournament every year that's on the ocean. And so therefore, you're not really trying to compete. But if you're going to use 148 acres, why not use 175? That's all I'm saying. Why not use what you have at your disposal to make it something special, overlooking Punta Cana and seeing the ocean by playing 4 holes? That's still worth something, or 2 holes, whatever the case may be. That would be worth something. The same reason why at Macau, Moon Palace has Moon Palace in the middle, so to speak. If you guys haven't seen that and joined our SSN Nation and Lifestyle WhatsApp, I posted up courtesy of Moon Palace. That's why part of their golf course is on the outside of Moon Palace, the way it sits, because people could actually, depending on their hole, they should be able to see ocean view or have ocean views from where they're at. It's not going to be on the ocean, but while you're golfing, you can actually see the ocean past the buildings. And then most of the holes, you're just going to see the back of Moon Palace. So these are the type of designs that you come up with to enhance the pleasure of your guest. Not saying that it could be, but you know who's going to train there? The second tier as well. They're going to say, all right, we're not going to do PGA, but we'll do qualifying rounds maybe over here. Or we'll do the second tier, like what used to be the Nike tour. Or we'll do whatever the second tier tour is. That's where they're going to play at, right? That's what you want. And you want the professional golf player to reside there and teach lessons. That's what you want. That's what you do. It's it's not upscale. It's luxury. It's kind of middle classes, but why not go for it? All right. That's my thoughts. So I'm 90% back in the house, man. I'm 90% back in the house. Maybe Larimar got tired of me bugging them every month about why they haven't started yet, that they decided to get the ball rolling. Paul Castillo, you and everybody else been wondering what the hell's going on. You guys said last year things were going to happen. Now it's 2025 almost. Well, they said, okay, we got something for you. We're going to drop down our crane yesterday, and we're going to post some pictures. And I guess they figured some people are going to be smart enough to realize what's happening. Well, guess what? You're here at the SSN Nation. You guys are smart enough, because once again, after you understand what a crane does, it's not just where you put it down in the cement. That is a marker. That is for your foundation. That will be a footing of some sort. That means also we're going to be looking for some other things. How they're going to build this is going to be very interesting, but it's going to be traditional more than likely, because they're not doing anything crazy. They're not doing any spinning around stuff. They're not doing any leaning. They're not doing anything that has any earthquake underneath it mud underneath. At least it shouldn't. So they have rocks. They just got to hit the right foundation for their pilings. And once they do that, and then once they put that first layer down, then it's off to the races. It's very important, though, how you do your foundation and the piling. So with that said, that's going to be the whole key to this whole thing. All right. So we're going to go along for the ride, especially if they do some aerial pictures like they've been doing. That is awesome. You want to see how structures are built? This would be awesome. If they don't use panels, but they use semi panels, that would even be more awesome because that would create a less time frame. But if they go brick by brick, then hey, it's going to be a little boring for the engineering process. But nonetheless, if they actually build with some paneling and they actually do their floors a certain way, oh man, this could be like, I'm all for it because this gets to be a teachable moment, especially if they provide videos. And what's even better is that it'll be where people can go up there and take pictures. So when people go up there, there's going to be more pictures. So then we can utilize those and then you guys can learn. So now when you buy into projects and somebody's telling you something, now you'll be like, wait a minute. No, that's not what you're saying is not correct, or it is correct. You'll know. So you won't be totally in the dark. So hopefully they keep this coming. They keep pumping this out. I'm here all for it. I'm all down with this because I think a lot of people, when they go buy a home and when they build a home, they aren't educated on what they should be looking for. All they're looking for as a home buyer, usually looking for the appeal. How do I feel when I walk in? And you're not thinking of the structure. You're not thinking of what happens when it rains. What happens if the wind is 120 miles per hour? What happened? You're not thinking anything. You're just going, oh, this is a beautiful place. I can see me and my family and loved ones here for the next 50 years. You're not thinking to think about foundations. You're not thinking, is this thing actually right structurally? You're thinking, oh, I'll just call up the inspection guy. He'll tell me everything I need to know. Well, why rely on the inspection guy to give you information instead of just knowing what you should be buying? The quality of the build is what you need to know no matter what you're buying, right? You need to understand what you're looking at. You need to find out what's this foundation? How was it built? When was it built? You need to think about all these, which a lot of people do not. So then you buy a home that's 25 years old. I told you guys before that looks brand new. It looks relatively nice. People have done the upkeep, except you move in and within 2 years, you're just like, why is my roof leaking? It's like, wait, hold on. Then it's like, why did my AC go out? Wait, what's happening? And if you have basements, why did my basement start leaking? I've lived here 2-3 years, but that started. What the hell's going on? It just seems like every frickin' 6 months something is happening. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, again, if you missed the videos on building materials, you will understand. This is not hand-to-hand building that would be done if it was 1930s or 40s or 20s or 1910. This is a little bit different way of building things. And so structures are different, materials are different, and you need to know the materials and what the length of time they last. And once you understand that, then you start thinking, well, wait a minute, this house, when was it built? And somebody goes 1995. You're like, wait, that's 30. This is almost 30 years old. What kind of roof is on here? And they go, oh, it's just one of them tar things. You're like, wait, did you change this at all? They say, no. You're like, wait, the life expectancy of this is 20 to 30 years. Hold on a second. I need a discount. We're going to have an issue in the next 5 years, probably. You're going to know all this stuff. You're going to be like, hey, wait a minute. This has a basement down here. Is it covered downstairs or uncovered? And they go, oh, it's covered. And then you're like, wait, if you put any type of coating on cement, the expectancy is only 10 years. This house is 30 some years old. Is there any leaks downstairs? And they're going to be like, no, but they might say yes. And you're going to be like, when was the last time it leaked downstairs in the basement? That's what I'd be saying, because I know it's already past this lifespan. But then again, I'm not buying a house with a basement, so it doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm just saying, this is what you deal with, ladies and gentlemen. This is why this is exciting to me, because a lot of people don't understand what they're buying, and then all of a sudden they buy something that they think is real cool, and it looks good, and it smells nice, looks good, and everything crosses off all your boxes, but do you know the structural situation? That's what the most important thing is. All right, let's go. Uh, it could be Paul Castillo, you and everybody else, and they're mad at me. So you know what it is, man. The least Larimar could do is give owners free lifetime golf club membership to owners to compensate for their delays. Well, here's the thing, Paul Castillo. Here's the most interesting thing of all. I'm going to keep telling people this. Until they bring materials to the site, you're not going to know how they're going to build this. If they surprise people and said, you know what, we're going to use panels, we're going to use half panels, half some blocks, half some cement, all of a sudden, that changes the timeline. And like I tell everybody, all contracts give you 180 days past your delivery date. So if you have a delivery date, like a lot of people, like I think you do too, September 2025 was a delivery date for a lot of people. Tower 1, Tower 2, I don't know about Tower 3, Tower 4, and H1, Horizon 1. So those three towers, the odds of them being built in the next 9 months is slim, right? So, but the odds of all three being built in 1 year or 9 months plus 6 months is a year and 3 months, a year and 4 months. Could one tower be built if they had using a method that can build things faster? Sure, they could have one tower built. I'll put it this way: if they had panels, and it was strictly panels, they would have 7 is 4. They would have at least 2, possibly 3 towers done in a year and a few months, because they could do like 1 in 6 months or even faster, quite frankly. But yeah, so it all depends on what they're doing, and some of this stuff they could actually do if, like I said, it's a little intricate, but they could actually do something that they could have 2 or 3 if they had a speed method. But so here's the delay, though. They're not delayed until March 2026 for everybody that had September 2025 delivery, right? So everybody gets 180 days. I believe all contracts I've ever seen always has the 180 days. So take it with what you want, but that's just the way it is. So 2026, they could have 1 tower built. They could have 2 towers built. But 4 or 5, I don't think so. But like I said, we'll wait to see what materials are dropped off. Then from there, you'll know everything. Because like I said, I'm not putting anything past anybody, because if they do a Chinese method, which is not one of my favorites, but they have everything stamped out. So you can put buildings together in literally, you guys are going to be shocked, but you can do more than 17 stories. You can do 20, 25 stories in less than a month. I mean, because again, I was going to do some panel construction on the island myself. So this is why I started looking more into like I told you guys before, because things have changed over the last 20, 25 years. And so now they are able to do things that they couldn't do 25, 30 years ago. So that's why I was like, you got to be kidding me. These guys are, but this is the Chinese way that I call it. And in Manila, like I told you guys before, I've seen some of their work, and I wasn't too happy. The buildings are up. They look beautiful. Everything's there. It just was like there's little details that I didn't really like. And meaning that the characteristics were, even though they had panels or whatever they were doing, it was like some things wasn't tight, didn't fit like tightly, or there was something wrong. I'll just put it that way. But it was built, it was standing, they're still standing, there's no issues, and they are in the hurricane wind zones and all that as well. And so those are the type of things that, it all depends. So Just so you guys know, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I hope they're not gonna go for the we're gonna build stuff in 2 months stuff. I don't really feel comfortable with that, even though it is panels type of things. But it can be done if you got the crew, you got the engineering, you got the crew. But yeah, that would be nice. But again, what delays are you talking about? They have, you know, if you're talking about what anticipated delays of, let's say that it was 2026 comes, nothing. 2027 comes, now you might start sometime in 2026. You might start saying this, right? You might go, hey man, why don't you just give everybody a lifetime golf club membership? But I'm going to tell you right now, I was even given a better offer if that was the case. The better offer would have been, forget that. I don't want to give you the lifetime golf club membership. What if the membership's like 15, 20, 30, 40 G's? Although I don't think it's starting out that high. But what if it got to some crazy number like that? And so then I'd just rather say, hey man, get an extra 12 months worth of payments. I mean, we'll restructure your payment plan where you just pay less over 12 next 24 months, or yeah, that's roughly what it is. Next 20 months, whatever your balance is, we'll go out to another 12 months and you pay that amount now, lower it. Do you feel better about that? I wouldn't give up the memberships, but I understand what you're saying. That would be awfully nice if they did. In fact, it would be awfully nice. But again, that's not their sale package right now. You have to, you have to really think about it. It's not really their sale package. Until they're late, they're not late. And again, I have a hard time when all the rest of the guys are late. You may go flying. Exactly. Exactly. What else you got? Michael Anthony says, I bought before last earnings to hit a new high, which raised next year outlook and doing a bye-bye. Very nice. Jesus, Michael Anthony. It looks like this man has been studying. He's been putting in the work. Deo got woohoo laughs. Hope you're doing good, man. Very nice to see you, and welcome to the SSN Nation Thursday night live stream, the Larimar News Edition. And hope you're good, man. Doing good, man. Yep, I'm doing good. Very nice to see you on that Twitch network. Nice to see you. This is the only place I see you, and I ain't even looking. Like I'm bumping into you at HEB. Oh, man. I'm glad you bumped into me, man. Not even looking is a good thing. They're finally getting us out there because why? No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. That means they can't stop you, meaning the government. They can't stop you from buying pre-construction properties. Is Larimar a good one? Well, Larimar looks to be back on track, which means if that is the case, they have the right prices, they got the right product, and they're the top 5 in the world when they build this thing. Top 5. This is significant. This would put DR on the map, in my opinion. Not Atlanta, not Vista Cana, not, who am I missing? Cruise on Land. It would be Larimar, in my opinion. Why? Because everything is there for owners. Owners do not have to pay additional for the beach clubs. They get to go use the beach clubs that are there, and they get to have their own owners level beach club, which is cool. So think about this. Sports complex. But what sports complex? Because apparently, if you're in Paradise Towers, or if you're in Larimar, Prime Towers, 1, 2, 3, 4, right behind are now basketball courts, sports courts. I think there's a tennis courts, paddleball courts. Anyhow, there's courts. So you don't even have to go all the way to the sports complex, wherever that's going to be at. You got sports right outside, almost like AKA a backyard. And beside the backyard is retail shops. So you want that little mini mart or hair done or whatever they're going to have there. Mandatory mini mart or grocery store like. Mandatory, I would say. And so therefore, everybody that's at Paradise, Prime Towers, Harper, 3 Towers, Breeze Towers can walk across the street and have retail, whatever they're going to have there. Hopefully, like I said, there got to be a grocery store mini mart for sure. And what usually goes around, I don't know what would be there, a salon? But all I know is Salon is good, and food, and even a restaurant, but a mini mart mandatory. And there's other talk about down below the buildings, they might have stores, but I don't know if that's how that's going to work out. I haven't talked to these guys. So when I go back, I'll have a sit down, and some of the guys won't talk to me, but Juan Andres has always talked to me, so maybe I'll sit down with him and we'll go over each thing. But I don't want to wait till May. So that means we're going to have to get some info before May so I can give you guys the correct info so we'll know what's going on. That's been going down over the last year. All right, so I'll have the latest updates. But very nice to see you. Who laughs with me, laughs with you. Very nice to see you in the house, and I'm glad you found us once again, man. Found me once again. That's a good thing. All right, Michael Anthony, we may have a government shutdown this week, which will hurt Pelletier and other companies. Oh, man. I don't know. This is funny as hell. Why do these guys want to do this all the time? I mean, there's one party that just sits here every time that they control this house and situation that just sit here and go, we're just going to go to the depths of hell. There's people that rely on money and it's the holidays and they're saying, oh, yeah, well, we're not, we're just going to shut this down. But we're going to keep getting our checks. Inhumane, man. This is craziness. And people out here worrying, rightfully so right now. Their last paycheck could have been their last paycheck. And it's Christmas time, holiday time. And again, go buy your family assets, ladies and gentlemen, not liabilities. What do you want to buy? Stocks, bonds, whatever you can give them that makes money. All right? That's what you want. Don't buy these. Eric, are you in Prime Tower 1? My unit is Prime Tower 3. Hopefully, they'll have enough amenities built to go with Phase 1, so it'll be easier to rent the unit. Hey, man. No, I'm in Prime Tower 2. So, let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and now where I saw where 1's going to be, I was questioning myself. So it looks like it was 1 is going to be on the right side as you're facing it. 2 is going to be on the left side, which now means 3 would be on the other side and 4 would be in the inside. That's a bummer. Not really a bummer, but it's up front. So I would be in Prime Towers 2, man. So either way, I'm happy. Maybe they kick me out, but I haven't received any kick out notice yet. But nonetheless, let's get to it. D. Reyes, welcome to the SSN Nation Thursday night live stream. Very happy to see you. They always reach a deal hours or days before the deadline. It's just a way to keep people worried. Yeah, I know, Reyes. That's what's happened every time until it doesn't. Well, actually, there is a time that they left people hanging a few years back on one of these government shutdown nonsense things. I don't even understand it, man. How do you leave people hanging? This is the thing. These are supposedly smart people. Why wouldn't you actually start talking 6-7 months ago? Why? Why are you waiting until this last minute knowing you're hurting hundreds of thousands of people? I don't get it. Millions of people are going to be hurt if you have to do this. This doesn't make any sense to me. But you were right, D. Reyes. They always do come up with a situation. All right, with the stock market, everybody, no matter where you are, make sure you smash that like button. And make sure you follow, hit the hearts, podcast, hit the I like, whatever you got to do, show some love. Because the world doesn't show enough love out here. All right? Just show some love. Now, let's see what else we got going on besides. I showed you guys a little bit of the videos. We talked about investments. Tomorrow night, I'll be more into it. I'll have some more info. But the deal of the century right now, like I said, oh, and by the way, the deal of the century is the lots at Larimar. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But the reason why is because they cost $105,000. Now, they aren't that big. They're only, well, to me, they're not that big. 15 meters, by 30. Yeah, 450 square meters. So that's pretty big. I don't know the easements. So, and I don't even know if they would know the easements, but the easements are going to go by the Alta Gracia province, probably, or Verone, whatever jurisdiction they're under. And the way things look to me in the DR, it's like 1 meter is an easement. It's crazy. But all I'm trying to say is, in the front, you're going to have an easement, and in the back, you're going to have an easement. That's going to matter. But in American terms, let me just do it this way. 7 times 3 is 21. That's too much. 3, yeah. It would be like 3 to almost 5 meters up front, and that would be almost equally on the back. And then it should be, let's put it in upscale luxury terms. I'm on the golf course, right? So that means I should have like 10, I should have 3 meters on each side. So if I go by that, I'm just giving you, it doesn't have nothing to do with Larimar. I'm just saying you should have 10 feet, so you're 20 feet from the next building. I have 10-foot easement. The other person has 10-foot easement, right? That's 20 feet between homes on a golf course. That's not extravagantly a lot of room, but where my last place, where I used to live at Serrano in California, the homes that were on the golf course, you would not believe it. The new places that they were building on the golf course, I swear they only gave them, it had to be like a 5-foot easement on each side. I was like, what the hell is going on up here? That was crazy. So you don't want things like that. You want to be like 10 feet. But if they do that, remember this thing's only 15 meters wide. So I think 15 by 30, right? 30 must be long. Yeah, so that's 15. So if you give up 2 meters and 2 meters, you're down to 11 meters. But 11 meters times 3 is still 33 wide. That's still pretty wide for a house. 30 feet wide is still good, decent for a house, but it's not extravagantly crazy. That's why you're going to build the house sideways, so to speak. I call it sideways. You're going to make everything, you're going to build it so everything's long. So, you'll use that 15 feet or 10 feet, but you'll use it a different way. So they have some pretty good designs themselves. We'll go over it tomorrow. I might even make a video about it. But that's going to be the deal of the century, because if you buy at 105 and hold on to it, the only problem with holding on to it is the value will go up, which is not a problem. The cost to build goes up over time. So it's a trade-off. So either get it now at 105 or get it later at 205. I mean, that's what you're going to be dealing with. All right. So just so you know, and if you're going to build which I would recommend, if we have those easements, let's 10, 30. So we got 90. Yeah, that'd be 35. Yeah, 30. So we're going to have 30 feet by, sorry. 90 feet. That's long. 90 feet by about 30 feet. You can do damage in 90 by 30. You can do damage 80 by 30. But 80 by 30, that's 2,400 square feet. 2 levels make it 4,000. 48 if you take care of all of it. But again, that's up to you. But you could have a nice 4,000 square foot place on the golf course. What's the value of that? Well, I don't know, but I think it's going to be mills. So that's why I say that's one of the best deals. And the units there are still a great deal. Because, again, people are buying at Breeze, which is delivery 2026, and they're like 160, 170, I believe. So those are still good for 2 bedrooms, just saying. So, again, prices are still great. And who knows what's going to happen over the next year or so. But once they start laying down and doing some bricks, there'll be a lot more demand. And with a higher demand means units are going to be reserved, taken out of circulation. They're going to move you into the second phase. Second phase always costs more. So again, that's what's going to end up happening. All right. Just so you guys know, a deal is always there. So don't forget 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And don't forget, go sign up for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum May 13th, 14th, and 15th in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's $199.99 per person up to the first 5 people. After that, it goes up to $50 more per person. It goes up to $250. So, and then if we have even more people than that, and we will be going up to Larimar during our visit at that particular time for sure. And I'm working on something else that there's a couple. If you want to do upscale, we're going to move into upscale. We're going to Macau. We're going to Moon Palace. We're going to Solia Palms. People saw the posting up on the WhatsApp group. So again, I haven't posted the WhatsApp link in a while, but tonight, I guess we'll do it. It's because we always have these scammers when I do it online that want to join the club, and it's, you know, it's not cool. Let's see here. Where's the WhatsApp? Okay, here it is. I'll put it in the chat rooms so people can come check it out. But it's annoying, quite frankly. But it's the nature of the beast. You always have these people that always want to try and mess things up. That's how it works out here. Always got haters. Always got people trying to jack people all the time. But there it is. So you guys, no matter where you are, make sure you join our SSN Nation and Lifestyle WhatsApp group. I do have to approve you. So come over there, and then you will see some of the items that we're going to be talking about, because I'm going to start talking about Macau, because post-retirement travel, a.k.a. Victor Marrero, he actually owns at Hard Rock next door, and it goes Hard Rock, Moon Palace, and then it's supposed to be Hyatt and residences, all lined up, all high-end. Well, Moon Palace is more high-end than Hard Rock, but Hard Rock still has that traditional nice high-end as well, middle of the road to high-end, which is nice. Moon Palace is going to be a little more luxury upscale, and of course Hyatt with their Zagara or whatever brand that they're going to use out there is going to be upscale. They're going to be selling 2 bedrooms or 3 bedroom condos. Are probably going to be starting at 400 G's, 500 G's. Their villas, if they decide to use those, are going to easily be like $1 million. So that's the neighborhood that's going to be up there, which is good. I just don't like these like Hard Rock, where they have these companies that's building in Hard Rock doing these condo hotels. That's what I don't really like. I wish they would have just built them big enough where they could be condos. That's the thing, where people could take advantage of the value increases and make it a little more luxury upscale. But it's all right. You're going to be in the neighborhood, have the right zip code. So prices in that zip code right next door, if something's selling, like Poseidonia selling 2 bedrooms for 340 grand. What do you think Moon Palace Celia is going to charge? 300 and some grand as well. 400 grand on occasion. What if you have Ocean View, which you're going to have at Solia Palms, which is at Moon Palace? So again, if somebody wants upscale luxury, we're going to have that. All right, but don't miss SSN Lifestyle. That's where we go talk to lawyers. We go talk to see people and their projects. We go see what things look like for a few of the projects. And this next one, I might even expand it to the 3rd day. We'll go see some more projects. All right, because people get excited, especially when you go see some places and they're treated right and it's all fun. Now, I'm waiting to hear back from some other guys, because you guys know I love Oasis Lake downtown. They have Malia. I love that place too. Now, here's the thing. Their prices have increased. The unit you should get theirs on the top floor, but now they want $250,000. Can we get our 0.1% for rental rate? Sure, you can get it, but unfortunately, since it's Malia, it's a condo hotel property. The good news is it's with Malia. The better news is their amenities are already done. Yeah, Caribbean Lake Park is where everybody who stays there gets to go use. If you are a guest there and it costs you $169 per person if you want to add the buggy ride, and it normally could be $99 to $129 per person depending on what you want to do in the park. So if two people stay there, you automatically, to use the park for just certain items, would cost you $200 plus tax minimum, which is going to be 18%, which is $220. So if somebody says to you it's $299 per night, and then they say you get to use everything in the park once per day, as long as you're staying here, I think you would start going, wait a minute, you mean I can go out here and do this aqua track? Yes. Do you mean I can do the rock climbing, the zip line every day if I want? Yes. Go over there to the pools? Yes. Oh, on Sunday, there's a foam party coming with DJs. Oh, that's included too. But I'm going to be here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So where am I going to go party at? Oh, Maroka's out back. That's included too. Okay. All right. I hear you. That's good. That's just some of the amenities. So if somebody says $299 and you can go do all this stuff without leaving the premises, that's a win. If somebody even said $349 a night, you're still going to be like, well, if I go do excursions, it's going to cost me at least $100 per person. So that's $200 per night just in excursions. And they have excursions here. Now I don't have to get up at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning to go do these excursions or anything. So that is what you're going to be loving about there. So there's certain, and by the way, I should add them as the fifth place that makes sense from a Airbnb perspective. But I'm working on some things because we're trying to get some things worked out with them. We have a little dispute, I will say. So if it doesn't work out, then I won't be talking about Oasis Lake again. And it's Merry Christmas. So it's not going to get past to 2026. So this may be the last time I'm going to be talking about them. But nonetheless, just had to let you know that is another option. Okay. That's cool. Eric, will Larimar Towers be taller than Moon Palace? No. No, Moon Palace is 18 floors high. So Larimar can only be, they got 15 store. The 15th floor is the penthouse unit. So either it's 15 floors with the roof, which makes it 16, or there's 2 levels for the penthouse. So I don't know how it really is. I don't think you go upstairs. I think you go downstairs. So for me, it was like 16 floors with a roof. So that meant 17 floors. So that's how I count it. But here's the thing. When you're standing at Larimar, you can see Moon Palace. It's the only place that's going to be that tall. And so that also means vice versa. Anybody that can see the cliff is going to see Larimar lit up at night. The towers, who's ever in their towers, they'll see lights from the towers. They'll see lights from the man-made beaches, I'm thinking. They'll see lights. And that's an attraction in itself. So people are going to be sitting down there off their balconies and their Airbnb, and they're going to be like, what's that up there? And people are going to be like, that's Larimar. And you have free publicity. And if Larimar's smart, which they are, they would already have when I come down to get my baggage, they would have their mural on the wall. Same with all the guys, Cruise on Land and all of them. They should have space at the airport at Terminal 1, A and B. Wherever the baggage is, that's where I'd have my murals up. Be like, hey, invest here now, or whatever you got to do. But if I decide to actually become a broker with these guys, because actually, you guys probably don't even know, I'm not even a broker with Larimar. So, it's kind of funny. And I've been promoting them all these years. And then now they're mad at me because I said, hey, you guys need to do something about this, that, and the other. But it is what it is. So we'll see. I do like what I saw today, so I'm 90% back on the saddle. We'll see if I grab the reins and go, giddy up, boys. After I find out a few more things tomorrow, if I can. I know it's Christmas time, and traditionally it's a Friday going into Christmas week. Businesses usually have their Christmas parties on Fridays, and during the week that's kind of like, light duty for the most part, especially when we're talking about the real estate and certain parts of the world is not so much work. But what is Christmas? Should be the question. All right. So if then anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, because I'm going to wrap this up. All right. We don't have much more to go, much more to talk about. It's almost midnight Eastern time. See me tomorrow night at 9:10 p.m. I hope to have more answers. Hopefully I'll break out the other video so I can show you the last 10 seconds, because that's the view that everybody's going to have who's in Prime Tower 1, 2, Breeze Tower 1, who's in Horizon 1. You can clearly see that you're going to be able to see the ocean from your units and the Farallon. And yeah, you're going to be seeing Moon Palace, because you can see Moon Palace. I mean, it's crispy clear. On the pictures, let me see. Let me see something. I took pictures out there, right on the cliff. You can always see Moon Palace. It's huge, man. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's off the charts. And by the way, go over and get your beachfront Java from our own Professor Auntie Val and family. Why beachfront Java? Well, you guys know why. Because premium blend coffee and tea is there. Free shipping in the United States, but you use that promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, and you get free shipping. All right, that's what you got to do. Get that free shipping. So let me see something here. Let me go through some pictures. Nope, not that one. Not that one. That's surprising. You used to be able to. Nope, not that one. I thought I might have had a picture of it, but I guess I didn't shoot far enough over. So no, no pictures. But you can see it from the cliff. Broad daylight without binoculars. It's pretty wild. You can see it. It's just sitting there like it's clearly there's only buildings that are 4 levels, 5 levels, 6 levels high, which you're usually not seen. But 18, it's seen. It's seen. It's clear, and I can't even imagine 17-story high buildings on the cliff that goes down. That could go down like a kilometer and a half over time. Of course, that would be spectacular. All right, so you guys know how I've always felt about Larimar. It's like I say, it's in the top 5 in the world if it's built with all its amenities. And they have plenty of time to add amenities or change to some other amenities. They have plenty of space, plenty of options, plenty of room. Man-made beach is going to be behind Breeze Tower and in between Breeze Tower and the Harper condo hotels. The 3 Harper condo hotels across the street from Prime Tower as the man-made lake beach with restaurant or cafe supposedly going to be there. So once again, perfect. Everybody who's in and Horizon 1 owners, congratulations, because you guys have your own stuff. Own commercial zone, own restaurant apparently, own all kind of stuff, own beach club. It's crazy. H1 is like H1 and H2 are special. 275,000 for a 2-bedroom with the swim up is still available, which is very nicely. That's interesting as well. Swim up, 275 or so. That's pretty good. Can't argue with that. Um, so no ocean views though, because you'll be on the bottom. But then again, you can go up a few levels, get a 230, 240, and what you have there, you have ocean view and from the Farallon, because it's in the U shape. So that's pretty cool. So you got options there. We'll talk about it tomorrow night as I get back up to speed, get some details, get some stuff. It'll be back off to the races. And I'm 90% there, Paul Castillo. And after I get the info tomorrow, I'll probably be back to 100%. And now that means It's on. Except this time, I got to be a broker if I'm going to be on with them. So then we can be, money making team like we're used to be. And oh, I got some surprises too. I got some more surprises, ladies and gentlemen, because if I do this, I'm going to be doing some other things. I'm going to be expanding to the Moon Palace property. I'm going to be expanding to some other properties that's going to be a little more upscale-ish. And I'm still going to have the ordinary citizen realm because we still talk Seven Palms. Seven Palms is the best deal inside Vista Cana right now. Why? Because you can well, I'll put it this way. There's a couple. Urbe Vista, Urbe Lux is still reasonable. Those are reasonable. And Seven Palms. Seven Palms, the reason why I like that is across the street from the man-made beach. Luxury and adventure. 140 grand. 135 grand. One bedroom units. The only thing is the 2-bedroom penthouse units, which are kind of smallish, those are 199 looking out the back, overlooking pool maybe. But the one looking at the water, 249 right now. So, but Seven Palms Elite is also inside. I have not made the video yet because I was trying to get some other footage as Yakiri's is driving through the Vista Cana complex. She doesn't show, like when she's driving by the man-made beach, she doesn't show that. Some people don't know the man-made beach is there to the right, so I want to do a video where I'm actually editing in where as she's driving down, then I can stop it for a second and then show this is the man-made beach area that she's driving by. Then when she goes down by the golf course, that executive golf course, and makes a turn in the video, it's blocked. The mirror on the door blocks it. So now I want to show videos of that. Then when it comes around, the sports complex is straight ahead, but she has to make a left. But the sports complex isn't, it's just showing still greenery. So, but you'll know where that is. And then it drives around, make a left, and then makes a right by Waterfall. It's called Waterfall Condos. It's right next door, and then you make a left. And right behind Waterfalls is where Seven Palms Elite's going to be. So now, within less than 5 minutes, you can be at the sports complex, you can be at the golf by walking, and you can be at the second man-made beach. It's pretty in a central location. And so that makes it pretty good pretty good pricing, especially when you can buy 1-bedrooms there for like 105 grand inside Vista Cana. And there's something else. Pueblito Carabino is going to have retail shops. Now, I don't know about the access there yet. That's kind of sketchy. I don't know. But they're going to have retail shops, which makes me believe that's going to be an open type of property where people can actually go there and shop. Guess what? It's on the other side of Seven Palms Elite. And depending on how they do Seven Palms Elite, I don't really know how that, I haven't seen this where they're going to put it at on that plot of land. But depending on if you have an access out the other side, then across the street is going to be Pueblito Carabino. A little bit across the street. I'll say 50, within 30 to 50 yards. It might be a little diagonal or something, but nonetheless, now if you throw in a mini mart there, which is going to be mandatory, and some other shops and restaurant or whatever in that location, and then you now don't even have to go hardly anywhere. And that's a big bonus. And if they throw in a mini mart in the Seven Palms Elite like they should, then it's all good. And then, of course, they have something else in there. We'll see. But all of that, I want to talk to the architect there. So that's still good. 1-bedrooms, 105, 125, 135. Those are all within our 0.1% because you don't want to be at 200 and something, because 200 a night inside Vista Cana where there's a ton of projects, you don't want to have that. You want to have the advantage of lake view, by the lake, within a few minutes, walk to all the amenities. That helps you out, which helps out everybody too. Waterfalls is going to be in the same position, right? But now it matters if you have those extra amenities, such as the paddleball courts, tennis courts, such as that round Nikki Beach type of lounge area where there could be music and things like that going on, where that's an elite. So these type of things come into play. And so an ordinary project with just a pool, that's fine. Inside Vista Cana, that works. But if you have extracurricular activities, that is awesome. So hopefully that's my spiel. You guys will see me tomorrow night. And thank you so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like buttons on the way out. And I love you guys very much. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, but it's going to get a lot worse, ladies and gentlemen. The cost of living is going to get higher over the next 2-3 years. And that also means you have to make more money. So no matter what you do this time between now, Christmas, try to not buy that many liabilities. Buy some assets, just like Michael Anthony's out here doing. He's saying, I'm buying assets tomorrow. Just like Brian P., I'm buying assets tomorrow. So make sure you guys get your assets. That's much more important than wasting hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on some products that are liabilities. Try to get something that helps somebody make more money. That would be greatly appreciated by them, and hopefully you're sharing some knowledge with them. So once again, we know it's not safe out here, but make sure you understand people are under stress and duress during holiday seasons. But you don't have to contribute. Just try to keep a level head and just make sure that no matter what you do not engage. All right? That's all I can tell you. Do not engage. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.